Hey guys, it's me, Robin Joy, here back with another video, and today we're going to be talking about the Sephora savings event. So for those of you that are not familiar with the Sephora savings event, this is pretty much a big deal. It happens twice a year, once like right in spring and then again in the fall, and then we have like an extra little holiday savings. But let's just talk about the event that's going on right now. So this event is only for Beauty Insider members only with Sephora. You can actually, I'll put a link down below so you guys can join if you would like to participate in the savings event. But it's open for all of the Beauty Inside members, and then the first or the top tier, which is Rouge, gets first access between April 5th through April 9th. And then you have the second or mid tier, which is the VIB. They will have 15% from April 9th until the duration of the sale, which is April 15th. And then the lower tier, which is the Insider, will have 10%, and their sale will also start on April 9th and commence on April 15th. Rouge will have access the whole sale, of course, but we just get first access during the first 4 days of the sale. And also during this sale, I'm not really even quite sure if you have to be an insider to get the 30% off. So anything Sephora Collection, their brushes, their makeup kits, makeup, everything that Sephora Collection will be 30% off. And again, if you're interested, I will be putting a link down below so that you can join the Beauty Insider to become a member. And even if you get 10%, it's still worth it, because honey, some of these products, they can be a little pricey and it'll add up for you good. So let's talk strategy, because I feel like you just should never go into these savings events without a particular strategy. My strategy this year is basically just one, to restock, which I always restock on like all of my beauty or makeup items, skincare, hair care, like all of that, everything that I know that I'm going to be using for the upcoming seasons, which right now we're about to go into spring and summer. So I'll be restocking on all of my favorite summer foundations, concealers, etc., hair products, everything I know I'm going to need. After that, I always look and see what type of gift sets they have, which if you guys don't know, like the gift sets are impeccable, amazing. They didn't have as many beauty gift sets this year, as at least not for me, that I'm particularly interested in, but the hair care and skincare gift sets are always like top tier. And I feel like we get like better gift sets during the holiday season anyway, but that's just me. So usually what happens with these gift sets is that you'll get like a full size item, and then you either get like a travel size, or you'll like get the whole collection for like so much off, which I will later on during the video be explaining to you guys anything that I did get in a gift set, etc. Then finally, I look to see what's new and things that might have been on my wish list that aren't necessarily new, but it's kind of pricey, so I didn't want to bite the bullet on it until now, which is on sale, so might as well give it a try if I have the extra funds. Okay, you guys, so now that we've got all of that out of the way, let's get started. This will be a two-part video because I just feel like makeup is going to take up a lot of time, and since I do value your time, I'm going to do all of my hair care, skincare, and I think I'm gonna add a little fragrance in as well, even though I said I wasn't gonna buy fragrance, but honey, this happens every year. So this is the first part. We're only gonna be talking makeup for this half. I'm gonna start with a few Sephora Collection items that I absolutely do really love, and I plan on getting more Sephora Collection items during this particular sale, because I realized how great their products are, but I just never just indulged in like fully trying all of their products, just mostly some that just kind of catch my eye. But since they are 30% off, I will be buying, I think I'm going to stock up on probably a full face of Sephora Collection items. If y'all want to see that video, be sure to comment down below. So one thing I absolutely love that's a part of the Sephora Collection that they have y'all, is their brush collections. I really hate that I didn't see the Pro Collection, because the Pro Collection brushes are my favorite. However, they're just mainstay brushes as well, are pretty good quality. Now I have a ready to roll set, and I will put down below, because I went in but I didn't go to see if it was exactly the same set that I bought a couple of years ago. But I did go to see, and I'll tell you in a minute. But this is the ready to roll set. It comes in this really nice case, really great for travel, you guys. And there's a couple of brushes missing out of here because they are dirty, but they are so easy to clean, as you guys can see too. They're fluffy, they're soft, just easy to use. I love these brushes, y'all. I wanted to show you guys the 56.5. My 56 is dirty right now, but this is like the one of the iconic brushes, I guess you could say, one of their signature brushes. A lot of people love this. This is the Flawless Airbrush, and I do use this for so many things, you guys. I've used it to contour, I've used it for my foundation, which I usually mostly use it for like my foundation application, blushes, under eye, just whatever you need. And like I said, this is the mini. I actually got this like years ago when I first got VIB Rouge collection. You see the cute little emblem on it. I love to travel with this brush too. It's really nice. So it just goes to show you like the longevity of this brush too, because I use this brush, I usually use it when it's dirty, but I actually remembered not to use it today so that I can show you guys. Also, another one of my favorites, and I'll be all day showing y'all my favorite brushes, to be honest, but this is another one of my favorites, and I have to put the number somewhere on the screen for you guys. But I love this one like for my blush applications, and sometimes I will use it to bronze my face as well. And this is good, but the number isn't on this brush because this is the only thing I don't like about the ready to roll. And I think I went in there, that's why I was telling y'all earlier, I went in there to see if the handle was different. It seems to be different, but just FYI, just be careful, because like I said, I've had this for years, at least a couple of years, like at the very least 2 years I've had this. So for these brushes, like the actual hairs and stuff to still look as well as they do in the shape and be able to perform as well as they do after so long, and it's not like it's falling apart, it's like literally just kind of the handle, but just keep that in mind. Next is their eyeliners. I'm definitely probably going to invest in a brown and a black liner from them. This is their Sephora 12-Hour Colorful Contour Eye Pencil. And when I say it doesn't budge, this is actually the shade Coconut. So it's kind of like an off-white shade. If you can see, I really need to sharpen it. It's pitiful. Said it is matte. I do use this like in the inner corners of my eyes, just to like brighten it up, and sometimes I will even go under the whole like under eye waterline, but I mostly like to just hit my inner corners sometimes with this and then fade out into either my black or my brown. And it is a really good pencil, you guys, and they're creamy. They're 12 hours stay, and as y'all can see, I'm like rubbing it, it's still there, so it's a pretty good pencil. And then finally, this is Sephora's Micro Smooth Multitasking Baked Face Powder. I do like this powder. I do feel like this gives you like a naturally radiant finish, like it says, and you can wear this alone as well. I do have the darker shade, like a few shades darker, in my cart, because I do feel like this one is a tad bit too light for my complexion. I don't have it on today. I have on another powder that's not sold at Sephora, but I notice when I wear this powder, it doesn't translate well just with my chest area, and I can go like a hair down, and I think it's Almond is the shade. So I have that, and then I actually have a couple of shades that I feel might do well bronzer wise, because I have been curious to try those as well as a bronzer. But I do love the finish of this. It still gives like a natural matte yet luminous finish to the skin. So if you're interested in a powder or a finishing powder, face powder like that. And it's medium. Does it claim to be medium coverage? Because I feel like it's medium, definitely medium coverage. It's not saying on here, but I definitely feel like it's, for me, it's medium coverage. So you can definitely wear it alone as well on like your no makeup days. Very beautiful powder. Okay, so let's get into primers. I'm only going to share 2 with you guys today, and I'm going to start with Milk, which has, I feel like it has stolen everybody's hearts. This is their grip primer, and it also does have agents in it that helps to hydrate the skin and grips the makeup. I do have it on under my foundation today, and this is like my go-to most days. I won't lie to y'all. It's just that good. I do feel like it does hydrate the skin like it says. It grips onto your makeup and holds it in place all day. And my next primer that will actually take me right along into my foundations is the Danessa Myricks. This is the Yummy Skin Universal Blurring Balm Powder. And I do love this. It does have squalane in it, as well as a couple of other oils, but as you guys can see, this is well loved. This is a very well loved primer. It does a really good job of blurring your skin, as well as just hydrating your skin as well, and keeping oils at bay. I was really shocked when I tried this, because I was not expecting for this to do what it did up under. I forget what foundation it was that I had on, but when I say I was blurred and smooth, and I didn't have like any issues with oils. This winter I actually was able to play around a little bit more with oils, because I typically am like pretty oily even in the winter time, but this year I was super dry, so I definitely needed something that was like a little bit more hydrating than my grip primer, and this came in right on time, honey. And like I said, we're going right into foundations with this one, because I also have it in shade 7. I actually was able to wear this during the summer months this past summer, and I'm looking forward to wearing it again. I love to wear this foundation just on its own, no primer, because it's already the primer. It's just in a different shade. No primer, you don't have to set it or anything like that. The only issue I really have is like my smile lines. They'll kind of break through, which I don't have like super uber dominant smile lines, but I just don't like for them to shine through during the day. It's just me. But I have noticed with this particular foundation, unless you're mixing it with another foundation, which you don't really need it. And I didn't realize she only claims this to be like a light coverage, not a medium. I would say this is a medium coverage, but that's just me. But that's after I kind of build it up, because I do kind of build it up for the coverage that I want. Less is best with this foundation is what I found, unless you're like either mixing it with another foundation like I said, or layering it on top of something else, because it definitely does dry down into almost like a powder, but still gives you like a beautiful skin like matte finish, if that makes sense. Also, I like to warm this up. I don't like to go in straight with the brush with this particular foundation. I either put it on my hands first and then go in with a brush, or just apply it with my hands all together. I like it that way. I like to warm it up and then just let it dry down and do whatever it's gonna do after I've applied it. But I definitely would recommend this. It's easy to use. Once you get a hang of how you like to use it and what you want to do with it, it's a very easy product to work with. So as y'all just saw how much I love her. So one of my favorite full coverage foundations for summertime is the Teint Idole by Lancome. I do feel like this gives a beautiful matte finish. I do have it on today, as you can see. So I used another setting spray to help it melt into the skin and give like more of a skin-like finish, which it gives a skin-like finish, don't get me wrong, but it definitely does dry down matte. If you want a more luminous hydrating finish, they do have the actual hydrating formula. I think it's called the Glow. I'll have the correct term for that particular alternative of this foundation linked down below. All the links will be down below, you guys, like all of them. I'm not gonna play y'all like that. However, this particular foundation, when I say, it says it's 24 hours breathable, it's 24 hours. Baby, you can go to sleep in this. Don't ask me how I know, but you can go to sleep in this, wake up, yeah, it's not moving, it's not going anywhere, it still looks good. If anything, maybe your natural oils have peeked through and it still looks good, but it's not going anywhere. It's long wearing all day. I've been able to like go out in Mississippi heat, because that's my hometown is in Mississippi. I've been able to go out in Mississippi heat. I live in Georgia currently, and this is still a great foundation. So I definitely recommend this one in the summertime. I have a few others that I like, but I feel like this is the easiest one to work with. I am gonna do a foundation video because it was so hard to just pick 4 foundations. Like, it was really hard. So be on the lookout for that. But next we have the NARS Light Reflecting Foundation. I do love this foundation, you guys. It gives a very beautiful natural finish, almost satin, I guess you could say, but definitely dries down, medium coverage, and it just looks like really good skin, if I could say that, if it makes sense. I don't know how else to describe this, but this is a beautiful foundation. I tend to use this one, oh, who am I kidding? I use this one all year round, and you really can use it all year round. But between that one and a few others, which I have all the NARS foundations except for Sheer Glow, because sheer just isn't my thing. It does give that glow that we all like. So if you want like a good medium coverage foundation for summer, this is a good one to start with by NARS. But they got so many over there, child. And then finally, I have Ilia's new foundation stick. This is their Skin Rewind complexion stick. And you guys, this is like such a beautiful foundation stick, you guys. I've actually put it on for you guys in like a recent video, so you could see like how beautiful velvety satin. It has like a lot of skincare ingredients in this one as well. I feel like it did blur the skin and just blended so smooth into the skin, you guys. Very light, but it still gave medium coverage. It just gives that good natural foundation look, and it did have like a little glow to it too. So I'm definitely going to be using this on my lighter days in the summertime. I do have it in my basket in like a shade that's a little bit deeper, only because I feel like it's got a light skin friend look like Michael Jackson. It blends into my hand, but once you get down into my chest, you can kind of see how it's just not translating as well like face to chest. But I don't know. What do you guys think? I know I had on a t-shirt and I had on like high collared things every time I wore this, but I tried to wear this last week, you guys, and oh y'all, it's like blending in my hand like butter. But my hand is definitely a little bit lighter, you guys can't tell. And I also got like a little darker, because I feel like this would be a great like contour stick for me as well. They say you can use it like even under eyes. It's light enough to use under your under eyes too, but I just like my creams under eyes and keep like the sticks and whatnot on the rest of my face. So yeah, that's definitely a great stick just year round, but especially for the summertime. So let's talk concealers. The first concealer I'm going to mention to you guys is the Makeup by Mario Surreal Skin Awakening. It was, when it first came out, they were saying how well it concealed dark circles. So I was like, yeah, I'm in there because I be sleepy. I got 3 shades. I started off with 2. I started off with 340 and 380, but by the time I realized how well this concealer works, it is a quick dry down time. Not only is it like quicker dry down time, I would say it's more of a medium to full finish. I feel like it does do a good job of concealing my dark circles. So I also got 420 because that's the shade that's closest to my skin tone. On days when I just really want to just do a little under eye concealer and just maybe a stick foundation over brows, call it fair, not necessarily doing too much. But this is also like just a great concealer just to have on hand when you need something that's going to dry down quick and still going to give you a really good, I would say matte luminous is what I would describe this as, because it still gives like a good fresh look to the places that you're concealing with this concealer, as well as I would even go as far as to use this as a pre-spot corrector, I guess you could say. Or if I have foundation on and I might need to like touch a little spot if I'm not doing a totally full coverage look, but I do want to conceal like certain spots, this is a really good concealer for that as well. I can't talk about concealers without talking about Born This Way. If you're not familiar with Born This Way, it is like a really good just collection period from the, what's the name of this company, honey? Too Faced. It is a multi-use concealer. I have used this under eye. I've bought the shade that matches my skin tone, used it all over my face. I've contoured. Like, this is one that launched like at least, was it? I wouldn't say it's a whole decade ago, but it's been around for quite some time and it's still here for a reason. It's just that good. I do feel like it's a matte, not necessarily luminous, but it does still very much so give skin. All of the products on the Born This Way line have the hyaluronic acid, the coconut water, and a couple of other good ingredients just for the skin. But this is just like a go-to concealer for me. I always travel with it. I don't go nowhere unless I at least have this concealer just in case. And it's also just easy to use. You can retouch your makeup with this. It's just one of those great ones, and I have to recommend it just in case there's anybody out there that needs a good, easy go-to recommendation. But this is definitely a great just concealer to have, period, whether you're starting out or whether you've been around, which if you've been around, then you already know. So Huda Beauty's Faux Filter Concealers is like one of my go-to full coverage concealers. I think that my other full coverage concealers, I don't know if they're discontinuing that or what they got going on. If you've already subscribed, then you kind of already know what my favorite full coverage concealer is, or one of my other full coverage. And if you're not already subscribed and you made it this far, go ahead and click the subscribe button. Clearly we've got something in common, like, let's be real. But this is Huda Beauty, their Faux Filter Concealer. I have the shades Praline, which is 6.3, I believe. Yeah, 6.3 neutral, and then the Brittle, which is 6.5 golden. I am going to get a shade, a couple of shades lighter. I have it on under my eyes today, as you can see. I actually did the 6.3 today. I could have stood to gone just a little bit brighter, but I was able to brighten it up with the powder I'll tell you about in a minute. When I say full coverage, full coverage. Now this is one that you definitely have to let sit. But I like those, especially with my fuller coverage concealer, so that way I can get her in place and just make sure that I have everything in place before I get to blending out. So I don't mind it. Definitely covers all indiscretions. I actually like their Faux Filter foundation stick and their Faux Filter foundation as well. But those shades are like in my summer shade, and like I said, I already had enough foundations for y'all. But these if you're looking for a full coverage luminous matte concealers, these are definitely ones that you might want to try. You might want to check these out. I also have her color corrector. I'm gonna get the one that's like a little bit more light but peach and see if I like that one. But I do like this one too. It's just me being a little picky and hoarderish. Okay, so the last concealer I'm going to talk about, you guys, is Fenty Beauty's their new We're Even. I think this is the hydrating longwear concealer. I do like this. I usually don't tend to go towards hydrating concealers. It is like a dewier finish. It dries down really well though, I must say, and it did play well with my setting powders. I am a big fan of their Pro Filter concealers. Those definitely give matte. I would say that this does have, like, of course, like that dewy glow look to them. So if you are like maybe more of a dry girl and need like a concealer that's really good for hydration, especially for the summertime, this will be a good concealer for you to check out. And if you're not a dry girl, you're an oily girl, the Pro Filter will probably be a better match for you, but I did well with this concealer. Okay, so we're gonna talk about 3 setting powders. We're gonna go ahead and talk about the GOAT first. This is Laura Mercier's Translucent Loose Setting Powder. I do have the shades. This is the shade Honey, but I also have just Translucent. And I also have the Light Catcher, one of the Light Catcher shades, which I only break out like once or twice a year or so, to be honest with you, but those are good to have too. This is definitely a really good finely milled powder. I feel like it's like one of the easiest powders to use. It photographs well. It still gives you that nice smooth even look. So I do bounce back and forth from time to time to this if I don't need anything that's like super drying either. I found myself, I keep talking about this winter, but I found myself this winter going back here because I knew it wasn't necessarily as drying as my other setting loose powders, and I definitely needed something that was a little bit more lighter on the skin. So not only does this will lock you in place, and it will keep you in place and keep you smooth. So I'm not saying that it doesn't do that. She's the GOAT and she's still around for a reason, but I'm just saying if you need like a more beginner friendly powder as well, it's just one of those easy powders to work with. I always travel with this too, but I actually have a travel size of just the translucent powder that I travel with, and it's almost gone. So I wonder, I don't know if they've got the gift set in this, but I got the little travel mini one time in the gift set. So this is definitely a great powder to have, and like I said, this was actually the shade Honey. I don't have it on today, but it's a really good golden tone. It doesn't translate to yellow. Next, I'm going to talk about Huda Beauty. It's actually the powder that I have on today. Now, I like this powder for like my full-on coverage looks only because I only have this shade for one. I'm probably gonna get the universal shade, or at least a shade that's a little brighter than this one. This is Cunifa, and as you can see, it's almost like as yellow as my shirt, to be honest. I do have it on today with another powder that I'm going to tell you guys about in a minute, but I do really like this for my full coverage looks because this one, it sets, but you're gonna get some pigmentation with this one. Definitely don't mind the pigmentation though, to be honest, because of course it matches my undertones. It looks really well, but she does have several shades for you. I've known people to even set like their foundation with her powders, just because it gives you that like little extra boost of coverage that you need. And I do have one of her pressed powders already in my cart because she did release like some easy bake setting powders that was like more compact and in like a more solid form. So I definitely want to try those because I do love this powder, but like I said earlier, it's for more of my like fuller coverage looks where I'm just giving full on glam. I don't necessarily use this, even though you could use it every day, like you really could, but I just kind of save it for that. And as you can see, it's very smooth. It's blurring. You still have like, I give you like a little bit, you can tell like a little bit of color that I'm giving as well with the powder. I just did my highlighted areas with it. So yeah. And then finally, I have the One Size setting powder. So I do have this in translucent, and I bought it in the ultra pink, but I've only used that ultra pink a couple of times. I haven't even tested. I'm gonna have to test to see if the ultra pink photographs well on me, but I've just did that just randomly, like when the whole little pink blush situation was going viral. This does give like a very smooth under eye blurring. It gives you very nice soft mattes, and when I say long wearing, it is definitely long wearing. I do really like this product. I would say it's more of my go-to powder right now. Whenever I want like translucent or like just an everyday look, only because of how easy it is to wear. I find that it photographs well on me as well. It is finely milled too. I do like the fact that you can kind of pop the top open as well, which, Lord, can I pop the top open? Oh, it's over here. You can just pop the top open and then close it back, and then close her all the way up. So I do enjoy that aspect of it as well. I have to tell you guys about like my newest favorite, which if you've been here since I started this new channel this fall, then y'all already know how crazy I am about these powders. These are the NARS Soft Matte Advanced Perfecting Powders. I do have it just under my eyes today. I didn't put it all over, but as you can see how much more bright it is. And I don't think I've shown you guys a look with my newer shade, but this was the first shade that I tried for you guys, and it's Bay. It's like a yellow. I feel like the lighting is washing it out, but it's definitely like a golden yellow shade. But I felt like I needed to go a little bit lighter, only because I wanted like a brightening but not too colorful play under my eyes. So I went with Sunshore, and Sunshore is still like tan, like a peachy color, but it's definitely brighter. I do have a shade that's even brighter in my cart, but definitely like her, and I do prefer this one over Bay. Definitely go pick those up if you want something that's just a little bit more compact, something you can just lightly dust, because all I do is take a little brush and like just put it in the inner corners of my under eyes and kind of just blur it out, and it just kind of gives me that extra oomph, if you know what I'm saying. I do really love those powders. Let's jump into two contours first. I do have some contouring sticks in my cart, and I will be showing you guys what I actually bought versus what I'm telling y'all, because I know I keep saying that stuff is in my cart, but I do plan to put a video up with everything, or at least the newer items that I bought, and just test them out for you guys. So if you're interested in that, make sure you hit the subscribe button down below and click the bell notification so you can be notified when I do upload that video. But the first contour I'm going to talk about is the Tan Tour, or the Tan, yeah, the Tan Tour. It's in the shade Medium by Huda Beauty, and y'all see that a little bit goes a long way. A little bit goes a long way, I just tell you that. And what I like to do, I just might dip my brush in there one time, and then with that one time just kind of evenly disperse it out before I blend it, because a little goes like a severely long way. You don't want this product to just be all over the place, I'll tell you that. I do still love this contour shade and definitely be using it, especially with the summer coming up. We'll definitely be using this more, as well as the next one I'll be telling y'all about. It is by the Nessamyrix. This is the Nessamyrix Contour Balm, and this is in the shade Deep 1. I probably could have stood to go a hair lighter, but I do have it on today, as y'all can see. So it's not like just horribly, terribly deep, especially when I want a contour versus bronzing. I just don't like to go too overboard most times, but this is definitely easy to use. And like I just said, a little goes a long way with this one as well. You just I literally dip, and I'm not dipping my brush, I'm just pat, and then I'm going in, laying it down, and then blending it out. I feel like it still gives neutral. It doesn't necessarily give cool, but it's definitely not as warm. I feel like My tan tour is a little bit warmer, so it just depends on how I feel that day, which one I will use. If I'm wanting to like actually do like a deep contour, I feel like the concealers that I use for contour, that's more of like my bronzer type situations. I feel like these are like my true contour shades when I really want to chisel out. Definitely doesn't, as you can see, it definitely doesn't translate muddy either. I know a lot of people have a hard time with their contour shades not just meshing well with the powders that they lay down and it looking muddy, but it doesn't give that. And definitely both of these are very blendable, very good products. Both of these are. And y'all already know if you've been here for a while. If you don't, just keep watching. This is the Sunstalker bronzer by Fenty Beauty. I do like to use this most times alone. Not that she doesn't play well with others, but she's pretty pigmented, so she's usually like a one and done deal for me. Like I just put her on and I literally just use her to bronze. I definitely use this one more in the summertime. I'm thinking about getting the shade lighter. The bronzer itself is definitely very beautiful. It gives definitely warm, sun-kissed beauty. So love this, and y'all see I've hit pan, so that's that. So next we're going to talk about blushes, and I'm going to start off with Rare Beauty. They actually have powder blushes. I think they're luminous. The luminous pinch blush powders. They look like they're gonna be like a jam. They are in my cart, but I just have the liquid right now, and that was too much. This is the shade Joy. It's like a peachy orange color, which and I had to show you guys this because you have to just be careful. One dot, that's really all you need. You see all that color? Just in case you didn't know, just in case. I actually have on Hope under my makeup. I'm not gonna put on as much because honey, I do still like Hope, and I didn't put on nearly as much of the Hope for you guys. I guess I should have to give y'all a good swatch, but this for like more of my flush tone days. I do have that on under the actual powder blush that I have on today. But I am definitely looking forward. I'm gonna link her new powders down below because I'm excited about them. I already know they're gonna be a jam. So with the Nessa Myricks and her blurring balms, she also have the flush blurring balms, which are like blush, lip, cheek color situations. I have the shades It Girl and Rose Brunch. I love both of these shades. As y'all can see, I've already dipped down into both of them. And just like the foundations, I do like to use these with my fingers as well. You guys, look how pretty. That's It Girl. Literally the name of it is It Girl. So definitely a very pretty statement pink. And then the Rose and Brunch. Y'all, I have recently fallen in love with this shade because I just feel like it is the most beautiful, just rose tone situation. Like, y'all. So that's It Girl, that's Rose and Brunch. But I like to wear this just alone. I don't even put a blush on top of this one because I just feel like it's just pretty. And the fact that it does drop down into like a matte powder situation. I don't ever put powder on top of. Okay, you guys. So next we have Makeup by Mario. This is their Soft Pop in the shade Wildberry. I do have this shade on today because look at that. And that's me just like, I didn't even go crazy. I just like do it lightly. I kind of went a little crazy the very first time I wore it. Not the best decision. So if you're gonna use it, just kind of go in lightly first. Make sure that you're comfortable and then go in. They're very pigmented, very smooth as you can see. And they almost give like, cause I don't have any highlighter on today. So as y'all can see, it still gives like a luminous, glowy finish. So if you're looking for a new blush to try, a new blush brand, definitely try his out. These are really good. This is a blush by NARS, but I would say it's more of a lighter coverage blush, and I actually use it like for a highlighter or a topper situation. But these are NARS's Afterglow blushes, and I have mine in the shade Orgasm just for the nostalgia of it all. But I'll show you guys this, and I used quite a bit, to be honest. But as y'all can see how it still dries down. It's not too much pigment, and like I will top it if I want like a little glow with that particular foundation. Definitely not something that I would wear on its own unless I was doing like a little quick 10-minute face and I just needed literally the slightest bit of flush color. They're very beautiful. I love them. But what I'm saying is if you're looking for like a pigment color, instead of, like they say, this is like an afterglow, so it's going to give you a really pretty flush glow with a touch of color. As far as brows go, y'all already know what it is. Benefit basically owns my brows. Like, Benefit, if you watching, I'm ready, because I only use these anyway. This is the Precisely My Brow pencils in shade 4.5 and 5.0. I don't use 5.0 as much anymore, just because one, I'm microbladed, so I don't need like too much of the definition anymore. I kind of let the microblading do the defining for me. But I just like how easy it is. I love that it has the little spoolie and that it's covered, and then you can twist it up, you twist it down, and you just do the hair-like stroke. And then I just get the clear setting gel. I don't need much because I have a lot of volume anyway with my natural brows, so I don't need much as far as volumizing, etc. Just something clear to just set everything in place, and this usually does the trick. I'm just a creature of habit when it comes to my brows. I think I'm very particular about my brows, so this is the Groundwork Defining Palette by Danessa Myricks Beauty. You guys, now I have actually done like my brows with this one too, and I liked it, but it took a little time, so it will be a learning curve for me to learn how to do it with this set. But you have like the pomade, which is in the bigger pan, and then you have the powder, which is the smaller pan. They are removable as well. You can just take it out from there, and it's like a magnetic case. You can just pop it back in and it'll just pop right back into place. If you're an artist, you want things like that. But as y'all can see, I have dipped into a few shades and played around with it. It's really good on the eyes. Like I said earlier, I have played around with it on the brows. It worked really well. I have even like lined my lips with a few of the shades. But I do have the Rose. I forget what it's called, Rosy. It'll be linked down below, but I'm excited about that one new because they have like the peachy pinks and corals in that palette as well. So I'm definitely buying that one too. So as far as eyeliners go, I have two brands I'm going to mention. Urban Decay does have the 24/7 Glide On pencil. I do notice that I can't really use the black one. I don't know, maybe it's just the name, because it's called Perversion, right? It's a great eyeliner, to be honest, but for whatever reason, it always irritates my eyes. Like, from the time I put it on to the time I take it off, it irritates my eyes. And it's not necessarily this one, because at first time I tried it, I had the mini, and I noticed it irritated my eyes, but I was like, well, maybe this is just a bad one, and I like the way it finished, so I bought another one. I forgot why I still went ahead and got this one too, you guys, but I just can't wear it. It definitely irritates my eyes, so I kind of feel a little bad about it because, I mean, I don't really wear it as much. But I also have Demolition, and the other shades, they don't bother my eyes. I can wear all the other shades just fine. It's literally just Perversion. So that's why I say maybe, I don't know. That is Whiskey. And then the last one has like a little shimmer to it. It's called Bourbon. So you guys see, they are pretty pigmented. Bourbon does have like a little shimmer to it, if you can see. And then Demolition is like a really deep, that's the one by the black, is a really deep dark brown. So I do love these pencils. They're all waterproof. They all do last a long time, like they say. They don't really move. Like, y'all can see that, how I'm doing that. They're not going nowhere. Nope. So, I do have a little bit of residue, but then the other eyeliner I will mention is One Size. I have the pencil and their pen in Bodacious Black, which is their like matte black shade. So, I mean, it's a black liner, y'all. But I still will swatch it for you. Now, this one is a gel liner, and I think it claims to be 24 hours. Yeah. And then this one is also, this is their liquid, and they say it's 24 hours as well, as y'all can see. So dries down pretty quickly, but it gives that pretty like gloss matte finish, I guess you could say. I definitely like this as well. I have been able to wear this with no issues. And yeah, I just wanted to make sure before I wiped it off so I can show y'all it's not moving. It's not going nowhere. So for mascara, I only have two from Sephora. One of them being like legit lashes from Huda Beauty. It is a double-ended mascara, you guys. So you have the volume side, and then you have the curl and lengthen side, which I'll go in with the curl and lengthen one about 1 to 2 times, but usually just 1 time. And then I'll go all the way in after that with about 2 coats of the volume is what I do. So that, of course, is definitely in my cart. And what I have on today, you guys, is the Lash Idol by Lancome, as well as the, what is this, the Seal Booster XL. So what you do is you put on the booster first, and it's just a little enhancer for your lashes, I guess you could say. It is really good for like getting like your bottom lashes. So I just wanted something that was going to be quick. I can't really get to my bottom lashes that quick with that particular mascara. I go in with another mascara that's not sold at Sephora, but I do like how this does give a really pretty like lengthening to my lashes, to be honest. I feel like it does do a good job. So definitely love this one as well. So for setting spray, the first one I'm going to share is the One Size On Till Done, their mattifying waterproof spray. If you put this on, just know it's like Gorilla Glue. Your makeup ain't gonna move. And when I say it won't move, it won't move. So I definitely wouldn't recommend wearing this. Like, spray your face when you have it exactly how you want it. And it is mattifying, like it says. It really will mattify your face. So I would say this is probably a really good formula for maybe a retouch. It doesn't claim that, but if you need something that your natural oils are not going to come through, period, this is what you need. It is like a continuous fine mist. Even now, like, my arm feels dry. The first time I put it on, I sprayed too much on because I was like, is it getting my face? Is it getting my face? And it definitely was getting my face. My face was very matte after I was done, but I was just curious because I'm like, it really feels kind of cooling, but almost like nothing is even going on. So just shake it up real good, spray it on your face. I feel like just shh and you're done. Like, don't spray this all day, all night. And I didn't dip my head in water or anything like that, but it is transfer proof. Like, I took the back of my hand and kind of did it around the perimeter of my face, and then a few hours later I did it again. I don't typically use this very often unless one, I'm going to work, because if I'm going to work, then no, I really don't need my face to move, because I'm still wearing a mask. I'm a registered nurse. I work 12-hour shifts. So if I have on a mask and I have my makeup on, for whatever reason, I might be going out maybe afterwards or doing something of the sort like that, then I'm putting this on, or like extreme heat situations. So that's when I would put this on, me personally. But I still recommend it just in case maybe you do a lot of stage acting or singer or something like that, where your performance, or even you just want to do your makeup and you don't want it to move, for whatever case that may be. This is a really good setting spray for that. So next I have Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush. I did spray my face with this one today. I love this spray because I honestly do feel like it gives that like almost flawless airbrush finish. I feel like it melts the makeup in perfectly and still gives you like that long lasting wear on your makeup application. So this does well with like priming as well, I would say, and simply just like locking it into place and making it look flawless for the whole day. This one is like the go-to for most of my makeup looks. And then I have LYS. This is their natural spray. So it does claim to be mattifying, I believe. Yeah, so it mattifies, blurs, and sets. As y'all can see, I have like a little dent in here, but this is like a newer spray for me. I like this one because I feel like it melts your makeup into place, but it still mattifies and it still gives you more of like a natural finish. So it's not so mattifying as to where like you're gonna be Gorilla Glue, don't move, but it is mattifying to where it takes like the powdery look away, but it still gives you like a good like soft finish to your makeup. And I like the fact that it's like more of a fine, see that? That's a great fine mist. Like it's the mist for me, and it dries down super quick, y'all. You don't even like me, I'm like heavy-handed with all of my sprays, but I spray, it still doesn't take that long to dry. So I would definitely recommend this if you need more of a setting spray that's gonna like lock your makeup into place, but it's not gonna give like any type of dew per se, but you still want like a beautiful like skin light finish. And finally, guys, I do have a couple of lip products to share with you guys. First, I'm going to share with you my two favorite matte lips that are at Sephora. One being NARS. This is the Power Matte Pigment collection by NARS, and these are their like liquid lips. I like their formulation, and this honestly is like my favorite formulation, to be honest, just because it gives pigment, first of all, with one swipe. Look at that. That's Slow Ride. It's like a pretty brown with like a hint of red, but it dries down, but it gives you time to still work it onto your lips, and it wears so comfortably. I do have on American Woman, as y'all can see. I have on American Woman today. So I'm not going to swatch that one because y'all can see that one and how it's wearing on my lips. And this is Warm Leatherette. Yeah, Warm Leatherette. It's like a pretty fun fuchsia color. So I love these. I just love how comfortable the formula is. I do love NARS's lipsticks too, because they like stay in place. They're very comfortable wearing as well. But I just love how comfortable these wear, and they stay in place. Like, I've been talking to y'all for longer than what I'm edited down to, I'll tell you that much, and it hasn't moved. And honestly, the retouch on these are pretty good as well. I don't have any issues when I'm retouching with these particular lip pigments. So next I have Huda Beauty. So I have 4 of the shades here. Hers are pretty comfortable as well. I think this is Slatina. That's a pretty little red orange shade. This is Bombshell. which that's like a pretty little pinky nude. This one is like that's like my favorite shade, actually, the Bombshell. I'm pretty sure this is Trophy Wife coming up right here. And it's like a pretty little standout. And then finally we have Venus. Yes, this is Venus, and it's more of a tan but pink nude still. So kind of calmer nude. So those are those, and I like these because I feel like these are very comfortable as well. I do have one of her lip pencils. This is her Universal Red shade. I do feel like when I did wear it, the couple of times I have, because I don't wear a red lip very often, but I just kind of wanted something different from my usual go-tos. So I tried hers because I know her lips always give Huda. So I wanted to try hers, and as y'all can see, it is pretty pigmented as well. I'm basically staying into place, but if you're looking for some like non-budge but still comfortable lipsticks, they don't dry down too quick either. Neither one of them do. And that's what I like. I don't like for my mattes to dry down too quick. And then finally, Fenty Beauty. Yeah. So the Stunner lip paint in the shade Uncensored is like my favorite red, period. And I feel like this one I feel does dry down pretty quick. But to be honest with you, first of all, let's get into the pigment. Let's get into the pigment with just one swipe. Let's get into the pigment. Also, I don't mind that it dries down a little quicker, just because it's so easy. So the wand on this, guys, if you can see it, like, it just makes it so easy to just go into your lips and spread on so easily and evenly. I don't ever have issues with this lip paint, so it's a very comfortable formula as well. But her lip glosses, y'all, I have all of them. The regular ones, I got the heats, I got the creams. I don't have all shades, but I do enjoy like the heat. I do have the clear and heat to kind of help with plumping. I do notice that it does plump. And I did actually layer a little bit on top of my American Woman. Yeah, mine is a little bit more pink than that one, but that's like a very pretty nude. So that's Fenty Glow Heat. But then you have the Fenty Glow, just the OG of the bunch. So it's gonna give more clear, more sparkle, more of a sparkly sheer shade that it's gonna give. And I love to wear this just with my brown liner on my easy, quick, like 10-15 minute days when I just want a little something, or even when I don't have on makeup. I love this one. I do have the Fuchsia Flex in my cart, which that one's been going pretty viral. I'll swatch one more, but I'm not swatching all of these for y'all. I done held y'all long enough. This is Riri, and I like Riri as well. Very pretty, just pink. But as you guys can tell, they're not like super pigmented lip glosses, but they are definitely like very pretty. They can be used as toppers for her lipsticks, or they can be used just alone if you just want something a little bit just, you know, more playful, a little, you know, just more sheer and just fun and easy to go. I do love her lip. As y'all can tell, like, I always get them, and I usually try to make sure I jump on her holiday collections too, because she always gives a good little holiday limited edition lip. So So if you made it this far and you're not already subscribed, why? Click the subscribe button, click the notification bell so you can be notified, because I am loading part 2 fairly quickly if it's not already up now. My name is Robin Joy, the Robin Joy, on all social media platforms. I like to do beauty content as well as wellness, fitness, and lifestyle. So if that's what you're into and that's what you like, definitely be sure to subscribe to this channel. If you're not new here, thank you so much for returning and watching. Be sure to comment down below. Tell me what you think. Give me a big thumbs up if you like this type of content. Tell me what's in your cart. What did I miss? What do I need to buy? Again, you guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.